see things in a different light, if that makes sense.
Explain.
It's just interesting to see it from like a musician's standpoint.
No, bullshit. You're taking
I
the
think
easy way
so.
out. Explain.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
No.
are.
Like, explain what? I mean,
What different side
I
of
don't.
things are you seeing?
So, do you want to talk about the buying streams thing? So I think
We
that's
can.
part of this. I think that's part of this.
So you're
I never knew that this was a thing.
you're
And
amazed
this,
by this, that the idea that people could buy streams
yes,
and listeners and followers on Spotify.
yes,
Well, let me ask you this. You know that people buy followers on social media, right?
correct,
And you know that people buy YouTube views, right?
correct.
So why would Spotify go, nope, we don't want your money? You just think it's gross?
I don't know. Here's why. I'm torn because if you're a new musician, or if you're trying to get your music out there and it's an option, why not do it? If it can further your career and help your career.
Okay.
By getting your music out there farther. I just didn't know that it was an option to buy people listening to your music. That's just a weird way to look at it, but that's what it is.
You're looking at it in the very sort of literal sense. You look at it through this lens. You're buying numbers. That's what you're buying. You're not inside the algorithm. You're not seeing how it works.
Do you think these numbers are factual?
I don't know. So again,
that's where I'm torn too. And it's just like the same thing as, we talked about social media, Facebook ads and things like that. I can buy us, for Facebook to sponsor my ad.
Sure.
How do you can send me analytics and tell me that, hey, you've reached 35,000 people this week. How in the hell do I know that? How am I ever going to know that you didn't just take my money and nobody's seen my ad?
So you mean 35,000 people didn't reach out to you and say, hey, thanks for this stellar ad?
Well, exactly. So my point is the same thing with Spotify. How do I know that if I put my money into this, that's legit 35,000 streams? Who's ever going to be able to track that?
Not you.
Even though it was your money that was invested.
Well, like I said, you're just buying numbers. I mean, and I don't know how this works. I've never bought Spotify streams, but you can see the analytics as an artist who's on Spotify. You can go and find out what demos are listening, what demos are giving you, what part of the world, how many streams you have, right? I question whether the streams you have is real or not. We'll get into that in a second. And I'm talking about myself in this also, so I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on other artists. But so again, you're paying for the numbers. So like as a fan, well, let's say I buy streams. Okay. I pay, and again, I don't know how it works. Well, I gave it a Google. Let's find out how it works. So, I mean, I Googled how to buy Spotify streams and followers. And I mean, just a shitstorm of sites come up, right? Best sites to buy Spotify plays, followers, and streams. There's even a top 10 here. So Use Viral, Sides Media, Social Viral, Media Mister, Followers Up, Stream Digic. All of these places you can do it. Let's just find some prices here. I just want to have like a context here. Spotiflex, the #1 music growth plan. You can buy a plan starting at $69 a week.
Jesus. And your return on investment is
numbers and the 0.0038 cents. That's your return on the investment. Get 5,000 Spotify followers every month. You can do a free trial or you can pay weekly. And then they have a bunch of, I would not see, this is a site I would not trust. Seems a little bit sketchy to me. So anyway, let's just say a hypothetical situation. I paid $2,000 for 200,000. No, I paid $2,000 for 250,000 streams and 100,000 monthly listeners. I don't fucking know how it works. Whatever. Let's just say I did that. You as a fan, you could go to my page and go, oh my God, look at how many listeners this person has. look how many streams. He must be hot. I should listen. That's what you're buying. That's what you're paying for. And then other people talk about it.
Well, you had mentioned before the show that you don't think that most people will go and listen to a song just because it has 100,000 streams or something like that. Like, you don't think that most people do that? I kind of disagree with that.
Really? Well,
yeah.
The other thing that people like about Spotify is that people are just finding these songs and they're putting them in these created playlists. And then that playlist, you can, I'm using the word subscribe, even though you're not paying for it. You can subscribe to that playlist. And now you've discovered a bunch of new music that you didn't know about before. Now, again, people think that's neat because you're discovering the artist, but the artist is not getting anything for that. So that's where my beef has always been, and it's where it will always be. But you also can
but it's kind of an outlet for people to search that music more, right? Because if in the long run, they didn't know that music was out there until they found it in one of those playlists, right? So now it does give that person the option, if they wanted to, they could go find that artist and buy music somewhere. Will they? Probably no, because they're just going to stream it on Spotify. Yeah, however, I mean, it does give the option, and it does get your name out there to people who didn't know you existed before.
Yeah.
Correct?
Sure. That's
trying to put a positive spin on this somehow.
I know you are. Let me think about this. So you think it's beneficial? So you let me phrase it in a way that I would. So you think it's beneficial to the artist for someone to essentially get the song for free, add it to their own created playlist where they've taken a bunch of other songs for free, put it in a playlist, put it out there to the world. So you're saying the secondhand folks who discover the artist from that playlist are benefiting the most? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying the artist is benefiting the most?
I'm saying that there's potential for benefit for the artist.
Okay. Yeah.
But
the idea should be,
but that ultimately depends on what the listener does.
Yeah.
Do they just continue to stream on Spotify? Or do they say, I really like this band, I want to buy this album, and they go buy it and download it?
No one's buying the album because they heard it on 16-year-old Timmy's playlist. No one. They're just, like you said, they're just going to stream it again. Why?
But you're on Spotify. So it's like, if you do see it, you're just going to stream it there.
You're already at the record store and you're
right.
You're shoplifting. Dude, I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
I get it.
I know that's the way things are now. I get it, but that's what it is.
So the ultimate thing that I said earlier, or was wondering about earlier, is like, you know, we haven't really talked about the Spotify wrap-ups that Spotify's doing for everyone. Where if you're on social media and you follow bands or you follow musicians or something like that, they've probably posted what their end of year Spotify wrap-up looks like. And
do you object to this?
I don't know. My thing is exactly what I said a while ago is, how do they know that those numbers are accurate? How does a band that has 50 million streams know that they had 50 million streams? How does a band that has 1,000 know that? I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that goes back to something I said a few minutes ago, and I said I would bring it up again, and I forgot. So I'm glad you said that. I don't know. Okay. Like, I can see how many streams I have, right? Mm-hmm. At times, doesn't seem right. But then at times I go, oh, that makes sense. So but also I don't have 50 million streams.
And by at times, and to keep this light, by at times you're saying, like, if you compare one band to another or something like that.
I'm just talking about myself.
Hold
on. Slow down.
Meaning what? Meaning what?
Well, like, I have my Spotify artist page and I can see the streams, right? As they grow, you can view the amount of streams you've had for the last 24 hours. You can view the streams on your songs all time, the last month, whatever. So, I can see.
Does it individualize it too? Like per song? Like you can tell the song. Okay, cool.
And you can look at analytics per song. you know, how many countries it's being listened to, the demographic.
Gotcha.
And you know, when I release a song, I'll be honest, I don't care, but I'm curious. You know, I want to see, you know, how many people are stealing the song. But you know, sometimes I think sometimes it look, and I base this, and again, this is the other thing that we haven't talked about, and I don't think this is the other thing a lot of artists are doing. And I think it's the reason that you and I have started this conversation about people posting their yearly recap on Spotify. I equate it to social media traffic and just things that I'm hearing from people who are listening. Okay. There'll be times where I'm dead silent on social media. Okay. Not for a long time, but I'm saying there will be periods of time, pockets of time where I'm dead silent. I haven't posted anything. Nobody's liked anything. Nothing's happening. But the streams will be, which seems odd to me. Right.
Yeah.
Then there will be times where a Spotify playlist that I know many people listen to, my song will be on it, and there will be a fucking goose egg. So what exactly is happening? Now, I guess I could go ask the person who created the playlist, but I'm not going to do that. And these are also people who I've worked with in the past. So I don't want to bother them. They're doing me a favor, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to bother, because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, but I don't want to bother them with that. You know, I appreciate them. And we talked about this in the last episode, I think, or 2 episodes ago, but I appreciate them sharing the music. And look, you want to put it on your Spotify playlist? Yeah, man, go. Also, it's like a lot of these Spotify playlists, man, like people put 300 songs on them. I don't know if anyone's taken the time to listen to or shuffle through all 300. They're at the gym, they got an hour, or they're in the car for this amount of time. They're whatever. Like, either way, thank you for whoever. Thank you. I don't know, but I equate it to the traffic that I'm getting everywhere else. So that's why it seems odd to me. And we'll come back to these, what you think about people posting their recaps. The other thing I wanted to say before I forget is that so what you can do is you're not necessarily buying streams, you're buying a campaign, and you're essentially, your song is being curated to people who have popular Spotify playlists. Now you can do this for free on Spotify on your artist page, or you can go out and, just like you can buy just streams, you can buy campaigns where people will. But again, you don't know what's really happening. They're saying, yeah, we've reached 3,000 people with Spotify playlists with your song. Now, however many of them pick it up and use it, it's up to them, but you're paying for the potential that could happen. Now, let me ask you something. Which to you is more disgusting? Buying an ad to shop your song to playlist people, or just buying streams? Now I'm gonna get you. Let me tell you why I'm asking you this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me tell you why I'm asking you this, because you're not an artist. You don't release music. Right. So you answer that question as a fan, and now I'm going to answer it as an artist. Go.
Okay. So hang on one more time. So what's more disgusting?
Buying a campaign in which your music is going to be shopped to playlist curators and folks who have playlists, or just buying streams outright?
That the playlist thing, probably the playlist to me.
Really? Why?
Because you're not guaranteed anything.
Okay.
You're not guaranteed where they're like who's doing it and how, where it's going.
Okay. That's your logic?
That's my logic.
Here's why I think it's gross. Because who the fuck are those playlist creators? What the fuck do you know?
Well, that was my ultimate question: is who
the fuck do they know?
Who are these people?
They're people that like your fucking song. So fuck off.
So
they're not anybody. Yes? No? I don't know. Again, I haven't done it.
I guess my thing would be like, are these people of influence somehow? Are they people that
could be?
They're just random people. Because like on Spotify, can't you like create a playlist and then send that playlist to other people?
Yeah.
So that's the that's the deal behind it, is that like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's of somebody of influence, if it's like if celebrities have playlists or something like that that they're sharing, and somehow one of your songs makes it on one of their playlists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. If you could promise, like if Spotify could promise something like that, but not just like Johnny down the road who shared his running playlist for the morning.
But what if 5,000 people listen to Johnny's playlist?
Okay.
That is possible. You just don't necessarily know that beforehand. Now, you as an artist can go on Spotify and you can see which playlist that you're included on is getting you the most streams.
So you can see every playlist that you're on.
Yep. I can see that right now. Yep.
Okay. So,
So again, would you pay for the potential to land on a popular playlist, or should you just buy the streams? Say fuck it.
So is there like a tier system as far as what you pay
for them to guarantee? I've never done it. You're asking me too many.
Well, do you understand the question though? Like, is there a tier? Like, okay, you pay $60 and you're guaranteed to be on this many playlists. You paid $90 and you're guaranteed for this many playlists.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Okay, I bring up the campaigns because I had someone email me. I get emails all the fucking time about this stuff. I get messages all the time about this stuff. I've never done it, but the email basically stated you can put together a campaign. Here are the tiers. Like you said, it actually lists tiers: $100, $150, $200, $250, all the way up to $1,000. And your song will be put in front of this amount of playlist curators, right? And I was like, yeah, okay, fuck off. I don't want to do that. To me, it's more disgusting than just buy. I'd rather just pay $100 and get 5,000 streams. Now people know that my song has been streamed 5,000 times. And I don't even know if that's how it works. I'm making those are arbitrary numbers, but
I mean that's tough because that logic makes sense also. Because then you know what you're guaranteed, that you know what you're paying for. But is there a possibility that you could pay, the same amount of money and end up on more playlists that would get into more people's ear holes?
That would get you more streams.
That would get you more streams.
Potentially. I don't know.
That seems like a game I wouldn't want to play.
Well, I'm never going to be able to answer that question because I'm never going to buy streams on Spotify.
Well, let me ask you this. A text message you sent over to me was the Spotify wrap up for Nickelback. And you were very against the numbers for Nickelback.
What? Why?
Were you not? I don't know.
Okay. Find the text message. Give me their numbers.
Okay, Nickelback shows that they had 600,340,000,000 streams, which was 38
600 billion or 600 million. 600 million.
What I said?
You said billion.
I don't even know why I said billion. 600,340,000. Sorry, and that was 38,756,000 listeners.
Okay. Now, do you want to know how much money that is?
Yes.
That's $2.3 million. Now, back in their prime, this was documented. Nickelback got paid $950,000 per show. Do I need to say any more? So they used to make that with playing one concert.
Right. So you're saying 3 shows they would have made the amount of money that they made on just streams in 1 year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's a whole year of people listening to their music. This used to be equated by, here's a whole year of people buying your music.
Right.
But now it's not. Now, I would love $2.2 million. Again, that's probably split however many ways. It just doesn't seem to add up to me. That's all. That's all. Nickelback probably doesn't need the 2.2 million, right?
So do you think they made that? You think they were making more money with not doing streams, like back when albums were still being bought all the time and things like that? You think they were making more money then?
Well, I know they were, because I just told you what they made per show, and those guys toured nonstop. But my point isn't about making more money then versus now. My point is they're not living off of their streams, period.
Right.
They can't. They couldn't. That's my point. They couldn't. There's no way they could. Right.
My point was where less people actually buying records than people are streaming now. So is there a way that it offset making less money in streams actually offsets and evens out with what they used to make by album sales and things like that, because people stream more than they bought records before? Does that make sense?
You're saying more people stream music than buy records today versus back when people actually bought them?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. It would.
Since there's more streams, even though they're making less money off the streams than they were off the albums, people weren't buying as many albums.
Yes, that is a fair assessment. However, again, I think it's an irrelevant one.
Okay.
But I mean, they've sold over 50 million albums in their career. That's worldwide. Yep. They had 600 million streams just this year alone.
But it's interesting because people hate Nickelback, right?
Can we all just stop saying that? I mean, come on. So back to Spotify. So tell me what you think about the yearly recaps. Now, you started this conversation. I want to point out to the rest of the world that you started this conversation. I didn't say a peep about it. Okay. And I actually, when you said it, I go, what is he talking about? Oh, yeah, it's the end of the year. People like to do that. So tell me.
I don't remember how I started the conversation, though. And I wasn't hating. I don't think I was hating. I think you started the hate.
Can you for once be the hater on the show and not me? Because yes, you were hating. I will pull up the message right now. So for once, own it. Come on.
The majority of the time I'm curious on what your take is, because I really, and I know I say this all the time, but like there's a big disconnect between this kind of stuff from a musician to someone who just listens to music.
Why? Okay. So tell me why. So when you see,
like if I look at a Spotify wrap up, you're going to look at that a lot differently than I am being a musician, because you're a musician.
Who cares?
You care.
Why would I look at it differently though? You're saying that I'm questioning whether those numbers are real? Are you saying that I think people are buying their streams?
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you think?
I don't know. I don't even know how to.
This goes back to the question. Really, so when you see, let's
go ahead.
Let's talk about what it really is here, because this is why you sent this to me. So when you see a yearly recap for some bands, do you think those bands are paying for streams?
Okay, for one, like I said, I didn't know that this was a thing until the other day. However, I do think that that's a possibility, but I don't look down upon a band for doing it.
Oh, okay. You don't?
Because
you don't now, because I've explained it too much to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But if it's something that they think it's furthering their career and getting their music into more people's ears, then I mean, I guess you could look at it as like that's a false number because you paid for that. But still, it's a number. I mean, it's still a streaming number. It's still people that listen to it. So no matter how it happened, good on you for getting your music into that many people's streams.
Well, like you said, and again, you said this, I didn't. Maybe someone listened to it. Maybe.
I'm just saying,
if you buy a million streams,
I'm just saying no one would know.
No, of course not. That's why you pay for the number.
Yeah.
It's a number.
Yeah.
If you woke up tomorrow and you went to my Spotify page and you go, holy shit, he has 10 million streams, you'd text me and go, dude, congratulations. Right? It's a number.
Yeah.
It's a number. I don't have 10 million streams. I don't know. Could I buy 10 million streams? Yeah. Yeah. And then industry people of influence, anybody will go to my page and go, that guy's got 10 million streams. He must be something. Must be Must be kind of good.
Now, if a band does a Spotify wrap up and they post on Instagram and say, "Oh, we had 30 million streams this year," now, based off of what you said earlier, is you don't think people look at a stream number and say, "Oh, I should listen to that music because there's that many streams." But don't you think
I said the average fan.
But don't you think some people do? Probably in this instance, if I look at a band that says they have 10 million streams this year, and you've never listened to them before, maybe that pushes you to at least download some of their music and see.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why are you following a band on social media that you've never listened to?
Well, that's a good question. You also sent me a screenshot of someone who had 1,000 streams and told me that was your favorite band.
Oh, love it.
You were being sarcastic, and I didn't know.
No, I wasn't. I was being serious because I think they were being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Their band is called The Less Fortunate.
Okay.
And their yearly recap, it was like, I think they were taking a piss, is what I'm saying. I think they were shitting on the whole thing, but they had like 1,000 streams or whatever. Like, now maybe they think that's good, and if they do, and I'm not saying it's bad, people are. Damn it, I'm an asshole. What I'm saying is,
it's hard to dance around these conversations.
What I'm saying is I'm a fan either way. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
If you were taking a piss, I love you even more. Let's just say that. But yeah. The Less Fortunate. I'm pretty sure that's what I follow them. So I think
Spotify, as I said, who would know if those numbers are accurate or not? Nobody will ever know.
Yep.
But like I said, I knew nothing about being able to buy streams thing at all. And that's what just kind of flabbergasted me. I was like, whoa, hang on. You're paying for people to listen to your stuff.
Well,
kind of, right? Or you're paying for streams, sort of, maybe.
You're paying for the implication that people have listened to your stuff. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah. You know how much garbage just came out of your mouth? That sounded terrible.
Why?
That's like I don't know. Just
that number implies that you're popular.
Yeah.
So you're paying for the implication that people have listened to your music. That's what it is.
And
good or bad, I don't know.
And then you post your wrap up and people see that you had 30 million streams, and then they go and listen to your music because apparently 30 million people have listened to it.
You got it. Now you're starting to see the light, my friend. Now, the real question is, do you like this or do you not like it?
There's too much uncertainty for me to have a decision.
There's not too much uncertainty for you to have an opinion. What is your opinion?
It's hard. Okay. I know you think I'm trying to get out of this, and I'm not. It's just hard to make that decision because of uncertainty, really. Like, we don't know for sure that the numbers are real. Do we want to think they are? We want to think that what you're paying for, you're getting.
Let me ask you this.
For them, I don't know.
Do you? Okay, fair enough. You just won't budge on this hater thing. It's going to be me. Fine. Do you think it's an honest way for a band to garner their popularity, or an artist to garner their popularity, by purchasing the idea that the rest of the world thinks more people have listened to your music than actually had or have? Do you think that's a dishonest way to build your business, your brand?
In this day and age, no.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, that's what it is now. Like, I think that's part of how you become successful now. And at the end of the day, if you end up with millions of followers on social media and millions and millions of streams, is somebody going to look down upon you because, oh, well, you bought streams in the beginning and that's how you made it where you are?
Yeah.
I just think in the end, it doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough.
And kind of whatever it takes to get your music out there, you choose your own route. I don't about it not being honest. I don't know.
Well, it's not. It's a cheat code, and you've gained access to the cheat code. Again, is it right or wrong?
But everybody has the cheat code.
Correct, but not everybody chooses to use it.
but that's their choice.
Correct. I'm
And
not
it's also
arguing.
their choice. And it's also their choice to look at the people who do it and say that they're not doing it the honest way.
I'm not saying anyone's being dishonest by doing it. I don't have, but I'm just asking. I'm asking questions. So I guess what we're saying today is buying streams, paying for a number, making folks think you are more popular than you actually are. It's just a thing now. It's just the way of the industry. Fair?
And you think that's dishonest?
No, I didn't say that. I was trying to get you to say that, but you won't say it.
Let's go back and get some action, live it up and get damaged. Yes, we want the satisfaction.